we've got ages between 25 to 54 predominantly, and this is another reason why it's such, I mean, unless your product is targeted to more the millennials, which they're more and more going to other platforms, it does have a wide market that are actively using the platform every day. It is a little bit more skewed to the female purpose. I mean, if you could just sum it up, it's building relationship. It's all about the user experience for Facebook and connecting everyone together. Best for business perspective, it's best for building brand loyalty. The downside is limited reach. Now, like how's this? 1 to 2% of your followers are actually seeing your posts. Why? Because just as we should be looking at our businesses like that, the user experience is their number one priority. So as we've kind of jumped on board as marketers, Facebook's gone, we only want to serve up to our users what is of interest to them. So if they're not seeing your posts, it's because we're not doing a great job at engaging with them. So you'll see sometimes I know even with my own page, when I just say something that I haven't thought, like when I share something personal, or if I go, I'll always have a spike in engagement because it's just come from more of I'm talking to friends than being a business that's trying to sell or promote something. And I think that's if there's anything to get out of today, it's that we can look at who our customer is and be stepping into their shoes, wearing their hat, bringing them into the equation, not us kind of putting it outwards, bringing them in. Does that make sense? Like thinking, well, who are they? What is their challenge? What do they look for? We'll talk more about that in our strategy session. Okay, moving right along. We're not going to spend too much with Twitter. Some of you might have it, some not, some get it, some don't, some hate it, some love it. But I've really looked to Twitter as a great news source. So from a news, articles, influencers in the space, I think anyone with a business or a senior position, it's a great way to have a voice. So it's not so much, it's great to have as a business, but I would highly consider this as your own personal. It's great to have it from a personal branding perspective, okay? Articles and conversation, best for public relations. It's fantastic as a PR tool. There's a lot of, you think of all the media outlets and all the journalists out there, they're all very much actively engaged on Twitter more than anything. You wouldn't see them on Facebook so much, but you could easily go and reach out to any journo in Melbourne or the country through a Twitter feed. The downside, which I think is actually also an upside, you only have a limited of 140 characters or less. So if you have a photo, it will even take away from that, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes I try and keep the 140 character rule to keep me on point, because if there is studies to support that the shorter, the sweeter, the better in engagement. Okay, so we keep things short and sweet. Sometimes you've got a lot to say, and that's fair enough. You can go and share a longer post, but generally, short status updates really work. Now Pinterest, again, for those of you, function space, events, weddings, christening. I know I was here for a christening role. This might be of interest from a visual. You've got, from a visual perspective, a lot of people, predominantly females, are going to Pinterest for inspiration. Best for lead generation. I say lead generation here because if you have your visual images on Pinterest with a link to your website, you will find they sit on boards. So it's not something that feeds through, it doesn't become as extinct, Posts on a Facebook have a very short lifespan, but from a long-term lead generation of getting unique visitors to your websites, I would be putting that in a strategy of saying, well, how can I step up in my visual content on my site? I have a Pinterest. I mean, same. It's not my predominant social media platform, but I will daily, weekly have. I mean, I've just put inspirational quotes in there, and there's constantly people pinning them. So just something I've got to be mindful. But the good thing is, you can just give Pinterest something like Pinterest, set up a page, make your boards, and make it really beautiful and beautiful looking. And you can really, it's something you can forget about. Like you can set it and forget it, not like the other ones. The other ones you have to actively engage, but this one just give it some love initially and then just watch it grow. But be strategic with your website, with something that's coming back to you. That's where the call to action is that you can track. Okay?
So with Pinterest, I have used it as inspiration. Never putting things up myself, but is it easy enough? Do you just like...
It's easy. You just go Pinterest for business. I mean, I'm not spending too much time on it, but it's like setting up any business account, like with the other ones. But you'll just set up a business page.
Oh,
okay, so you'll set it up as a business. Make sure you do your handles. The handles being your Pinterest business name. Do it the same as your others. And then so you think of your target markets and who you're attracting and create boards around those. And even your inspiration, things that, it doesn't have to be just about the restaurant. Yeah. Okay, downside, images only and very specific. I mean, it's not really a downside. Visual content rocks. I mean, we like to see things to inspire. That's why Instagram is what it is, and that's why Pinterest is not far behind. In fact, I went to one of the largest social media conferences last year in the States, and I was just gobsmacked at people's. There was a room probably about 300 people, and they said, who goes to Google when they're searching online? Who goes to Google Pinterest first? And more than half of the room put their hand up that they're using Pinterest almost like a search engine. Okay, to search. And I think it's no different now. All of these are indexed by the search engine. So Google's got competition with all of these networks. Okay, so, I mean, especially the wedding market, I read a case study that there's women that are creating their ideal wedding and they don't even have boyfriends. Like they're creating boards. I love that.
My husband proposed. I was kind of like, here we go.
Oh, you had it all sorted on Pinterest. I got married 14 years ago, and I had spent $100 on magazines. Like, who would buy? Like, how much it's changed? Look at that. And it would be magazines that would be inspiring. Like, it's all flipped. It's all changed, hasn't it? But that's Pinterest for us. YouTube, another massive search engine capability. I mean, you look at your own behaviour. You go on a search engine, you look through the web, you can look via images, or you go on a video. So anything that we put, I haven't put it in the tools. Does anyone have do you have YouTube channels? Actively loading content on there? Not really?
We use Vimeo, which is another video base.
You use Vimeo? Yeah. See, for a more commercial, like beautiful, that it's not interrupted with ad space, Vimeo is a great platform to host your videos, especially for videos on your website. YouTube, though, as a separate to that, if you are already creating video content, I would highly advise or recommend you also put it on YouTube. And now, video is huge on Facebook. Putting that same, if you do have a Facebook page, also loading. So now we're getting to this, I want you to think now, when you go back out into the world as marketers, we're repurposing content. So you don't have to just do something once and forget about it. You do something once, whether you do it yourself or you invest in having video production, which I highly recommend, on your website. social media, it's okay. You can get away with just, you know, your phone videos. But I think if you're going to do a professional video, especially for your website, now you can have it as your main video on your Facebook video channel. And if you don't know that there is such a thing, it is, and it's huge. If we want to increase organic traffic, it's very popular. But also to have it as your main featured video on your YouTube channel. Cool?
The video content is very much reach on Facebook. I post a few things on video and you always end up with 300 people smashing it.
It's always, and you know the reason why that is? Because they're going straight into competition with YouTube. They said, you know what? If you said, and you'll notice, if you share a YouTube link to Facebook, they just won't give it any love. Because they want to reward us for using now their platform as a video publishing tool. And the great thing is that you publish a video, even from your phone, and you put it onto your timeline, it automatically gets fed onto your video channel. So you don't have to stuff around with then going and uploading it again. Does that make sense? So you do a video once and we're going to talk about today the next step. So last year when I was talking about what's hot, it was, guys, do more video, video. Now they've stepped up a notch and we're talking live video. So now it was something that they rolled out just to the celebrities to start with, to have live broadcasting. But now they've given it to all of us as business pages. I got so excited. It was something like I kept checking, am I going to get the little man with the glow that I can do live broadcasting? And they've just given us all. So it's a huge opportunity. We get that, put that into the strategy of doing some live video. Because again, we go back to authenticity. You know, something that's raw and real is what engages an audience, that you can say, yeah, it is a little bit out of the comfort zone. I've just been testing with it. But but it's when we're talking reaching organic reach without having to part with our money, that's a good way to do it. And then you have video content that you can put on your YouTube channel too. I don't have it in the tools section, and just in case I forget, Capture, CAPTURE, is an app. I'm not sure if it's on the Android, but Capture is an app on that you can upload straight from your phone onto your YouTube channel. Does that make sense? So if you do have a YouTube channel, download the app Capture, and then you don't even have to go to a computer, because I'm big onto everything I can do in one hit. So with Capture, it saved me from uploading it onto and then you never do it because you know what it's like.
For Facebook video, is there like a good app or something to be able to build some kind of way where you know it's just on the computer to be able to put these things together? Because I've been thinking about it, but I don't know.
I've got, like, if we have time, I'll show you. There's heaps of things out there that you can do it. If you've got, something like iMovie you can get onto your phone. If you're familiar with iMovie, or if you have a Mac, and I know there's the equivalent on Android. What's the iMovie? No, there is. It slipped my mind. I'll look. Google.
I needed it today.
You needed it today for an Android.
Yeah, but I've got a Samsung. I don't know how to use this video and
Put it together.
Yeah.
There is. We'll have a little break and I'll find it. But iMovie's a good one. Yes.
Good glasses, what are they for?
Oh, thank you. Thanks, heaps. Thank you. But there's heaps of tools out there that you can DIY stuff together. There's also a great video app that I'll share with you at the end to show you where you can cheat to make animated quotes or put your own photo behind to leverage from the video. So it's a moving animation, but it's not a proper video, okay? It's just something that can create some cool content for you.
How does privacy work?
Privacy work in terms of?
In terms of video content.
So No, I think if someone's directly in front of you and you're catching their conversation, or you know, you would ask. I think it's just common like a courtesy to say, look, I'm just going to shoot a video. Do you mind? If they're within
what about
reach.
if someone's in the back of a rickshaw and I say, oh, do you mind if we just take some video? We're going to use this for, I don't know, YouTube.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do. I'm sorry, but in social media, I've seen this before, and it's quite horrible. If you're on a tram or whatever, and somebody, you know, and I've had a girlfriend who had this touch of a stalker guy, do you know what I mean? He was just randomly taking pictures of her and posting and doing all this stuff. There's absolutely nothing she can do about it.
Yeah.
It's social media. You're not using it for advertising. You know, you're saying direct. Well, not the same way. There's
I think we have to be careful when it's for business, for commercial purposes.
Yeah.
So it's just like photos.
Yeah.
Like you can't, if I took a photo and then you found it on my website and I'm using that photo, yeah.
And it depends on whether you've got a business page or a
Correct.
personal page.
Yeah.
Because you might represent your own company in some form.
That's right.
So you could actually be your personal page is your commodity.
Yes.
In that sense, there's nothing they can do because you're not really
No.
doing a direct sell through social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get the difference.
There is a little bit of the, yeah. Just always be mindful that if you're using it to promote, yeah, I mean, just asking like, do you mind, we're doing this just for our Facebook page, yeah, no problem. And you might find sometimes there's objections, like don't, like I will ask you at the end of this, take a photo, I want to put it on my Facebook page. I have had on 2 occasions say, I don't want to be on Facebook, that's cool. But at least you've asked the question, yeah, it's just common courtesy. So YouTube, best for brand awareness, service industry, huge for how-to. I don't know about you guys. I mean, my dad's looking for his tomato garden, you know, he's looking at YouTube clips on how to, you know, what he can do. So it's, downside resource intensive. So it can take some time. I mean, even sometimes to upload a video, depending on the size, it can take a little bit of time to put it all together. LinkedIn, it's not, again, as professionals, it's for, as a personal page. I don't even highly recommend a lot of small businesses have a business page on LinkedIn. I think just you as an individual, it's more valuable than a big. I think for massive organisations that hire a lot of staff, it's a great tool to bring in talent. But for us, just keep it to your personal side. This is a platform we're going to look at a little bit more closely later. So as a business, it's definitely, it's great business development, I think lead generation, and what I'm going to focus on with you guys later is just to make sure you are presenting yourselves in the best light and making sure that your Instagram platforms are all indexed with the right information. So I see that a lot too. We're leaving opportunities by not optimizing our Instagram effectively. Google Plus, I always say the best advantage of Google Plus is that it's Google's Facebook. So it's Google's social media platform. I don't say go and recreate the wheel and create a new content and just to serve a different market. I would replicate, repurpose whatever you're doing on Facebook. Have a business account on Google, and if you've never heard of Google My Business, go and search it up and make sure you filled in your profile to completion, because this is how, great provider. Looking here, I went into maps. I didn't even need the address. Putting it into my maps is because it's indexed and it's listed with Google. It came up. Okay, website call now. So this is what we want to get. We want to get listed on Google. So Google My Business, and if you haven't got a Google Plus account, that will take you through to the process there.
Yeah, I just wanted to add this Google Plus. It's a funny thing because a lot of people don't seem to use it yet. If you're on it, Google will give you a higher ranking whenever someone's searching because they want Google Plus to be long. So it's so useful. Not that many people are using it.
That's right.
Correct.
And you probably find, even if from when you've set it up, you might go and revisit your Google Plus and see that you've had thousands of people that have viewed your profile, and you've posted nothing there for a long time. Because of that, it does get in front of eyeballs. So we want to just keep our fingers on the pulse there. Okay, and this baby who's really taken off in the last 12 months. Look, unless if you're catering to a younger market, are you doing you?
We don't do Snapchat, but I was just going to ask you because our demographic is younger than probably a lot of people, and I was going to ask what are they using? I don't understand.
Yeah, I think you need a whole different strategy around that. Like it's not. Yeah, for your market, you would definitely want to be building stories on Snapchat. And Snapchat, I mean, the downside is that it disappears. So you're building stories, but your content, I mean, it disappears. But it is really, really hot for the younger market. For business, yeah. I mean, you look at, it's another, I mean, you could go and try businesses like Disney, National Geographic, like big brands like that have jumped on board with Snapchat. And I'm really just in the process of making sense of it, how I can make it of benefit. Because I do see for a business like yourself, you would definitely want to be taking this a little bit more seriously for your demographic. But unfortunately, like I said, this is just an overview, and maybe there's some platforms you haven't considered before, or maybe there are, but what we'll focus on for today will be Facebook and Instagram. So we'll take a little time out now, and I've got, I do have, and we'll see how we go for time. Now, just to kind of get you out of your own heads and get into our customers' minds for a little while, I just want you to go think about your customer and think about what do they want. What do they want when they're looking, or when they're searching for inspiration, when they're looking for things to do, places to eat, things to experience. Gathering in, taking into consideration feedback you've had, the frequently asked questions that you always receive, your customers' problems, their frustrations, what keeps them up at night when they're looking for, to book a venue for a special occasion, or have a function, or do something different on the Esplanade. Just have a bit of a brainstorm of what it could be that they're looking for and what they want.